Kyoto work, UNFCCC has proposed some flexibility mechanisms. Now we are going to flexibility mechanisms. One is called joint implementation. Second is called clean development mechanism. Now this is a little technical, please make sure you write it down and understand also. And third is called emission trading. Emission trading. So let me make it very, very simple. You are Germany and there is a country called Romania. Yes, Germany has a quota. Romania has a quota. Okay, I can take Romania, I can take Russia, they have a quota. They are supposed to cut down the emission. They are supposed to cut down the emission. Now everyone, pay attention, or I can even say Hungary, Czechoslovakia, they are supposed to, all of them have quota. Why? Because they are Annex 1 countries. Annex 1 countries. Everyone get that? Now I want to tell you in when Kyoto Protocol happened in 1997. Get that? And I want to tell you that when they decided the target, their emission target, the base year was 1990. Remember 1990? But after 1990, a very important international event happened in 1991. That was Soviet disintegration. Soviet Union, USSR, which was the second pole during the Cold War, which was challenging US at all the time, which was a technological giant, which was an economic giant, had broken down in 1991. So in 1990, they were one of the biggest emitters. But in 1991, because of its breakdown, their emissions, their economy, everything came down. It's absolutely okay, this has come down. But just imagine, the quotas will be assigned as per the 1990 level. And the countries have broken down after 1990. So now these countries, the economy has come down. Their economy has come down. Their emissions naturally have come down because the economy has taken a beating. But they are given excess quota. This is where Russia was told, if you join Kyoto Protocol, you have an advantage. You are not that USSR Russia, but the quota given to you is huge. Your economy hasn't gone that well. In fact, all the CIS countries, remember those CIS countries, former Soviet countries. Say for example, I am talking about Ukraine. Ukraine also has a quota, but Ukraine's economy is much lower. Belarus, their economy is much lower. So they have the quota. Why? Because they were given the quota under the USSR regime, but now they are not going to use that much quota. Can I say they have excess quota? So can I say they have 10 excess, 10 plus, and Germany required, say for example, Germany required 100 units emission, and this year it requires, or Germany is allowed, the quota allowed to Germany is 90 is allowed, but its demand is 100. So what is Germany going? Germany is going 10 minus and Ukraine is going 10 plus. Can these two countries, if they come together and they club their emissions, so say for example, Ukraine was allowed 50, but its demand is only 40. So Ukraine has become 10 plus. And Germany was allowed 90 and its demand is 100, so it is 10 minus. So let us look 90 plus 50, they were allowed together 140, and if they mix their emissions, 90 plus 50, 140, if they mix their emissions, so today also 100 plus 40, 140. So what have they done? They have met their target, but they have met their target as a joint entity. So joint implementation. Is everyone okay with joint implementation? The catch here is that joint implementation happens only between the Annex 1 countries Countries which are developed, which have targets, they can choose jointly to achieve the target. When you are doing that jointly, the excess of someone's and deficit of someone can be used. Now, what will Ukraine stand to gain? Well, Ukraine can stand to gain. Germany can give them free technology transfer in return. Germany can also pay something in return. So that is what Romania, Ukraine, Hungary will benefit from that. That is called joint implementation. So the world's target is also met. Germany is also able to meet its developmental needs, and Ukraine is also able to have some extra money. Clean development mechanism. This is where India and China will come into the picture. So everyone pay attention. India and China. Now India and China can also help US, Germany, Japan. In this, it is Annex 1 country investing in a developing country. Annex 1 country investing in a developing country. So what US does, what Canada does, it comes to India and it transfers some technology, or it converts a thermal power plant into a hydel power plant. In doing so, what happens? That we are saving on in energy. Canada can come to India. Canada can come to India and go for afforestation. Remember afforestation? So if the trees are planted, those trees will become a storage of excess carbon. That is called carbon capture. So carbon capture will happen if that project is done by Canada in India. So what will happen? There will be an exemption. They will be given some extra credit for that. So that is called clean development mechanism. And what is India doing? India, China, if they allow these projects, India and China have got credits with them, carbon credits, and they can sell it to these developed world, who in turn will be then reducing their emissions. Is everyone okay with that? Two things I have explained to you: joint implementation and clean development mechanism, and then I will be coming to emission trading. Emission trading is a little more technical, but we will be looking at emission trading first, and then I'll come to this. Flexibility mechanism. Countries bound to Kyoto targets have to meet them largely through their domestic action. So they are supposed to do, but Kyoto has arranged they can meet part of their targets by 3 market-based mechanisms. What are these mechanisms? Clean development mechanism, joint implementation, and emission trading. What is clean development mechanism? Clean development mechanism is a product. It allows emission reduction projects in the developing countries. So if you do that, that is called CDM. CDM has provided financial support to a lot of energy efficiency and renewable energy projects in India. And in fact, when CDM is done, UNFCCC Adaptation Fund gets money from that, because there is a 2% levy of charge on that. So I'll explain this duty also, don't worry. Joint implementation allows a country within an emission reduction commitment under Kyoto Protocol annex country to earn emission reduction from an emission reduction in another annex country. So one annex doing that in another annex country. Joint implementation is a flexible and cost-effective means of fulfilling a part of Kyoto commitment, while the host party benefits. So how will Ukraine benefit? From the foreign investment and technology transfer. I hope the examples helped you in understanding. Before I go into carbon trading, I want a green on this one that you. अब हम आते हैं US. How can India and China help? So everyone pay attention. This is Canada. Do we get that? This is Canada. It has a quota. Canada will be given a quota. Say for example, absolute example, just 100 carbon units. Canada is allowed 100 carbon units. Is everyone okay with that? So as per Kyoto, Canada, you can allow 100 carbon units. Remember, 1 carbon unit is 1 ton of carbon, or 1000 kilograms of carbon. So this is just a hypothetical example, so please don't take it otherwise. So 100 carbon units are there. Now what Canada does is, Canada comes to India. So I am just making a schematic of India. And Canada says that people here are burning fuel wood. They are burning fuel wood. So Canada sends non-smoky chula, non-smoky burner or chulha, non-smoky burners or a clean fuel burner to Indians free of cost, free of cost. So now what will happen is that because of the burning of fuel wood, whatever carbon was being emitted, that much carbon is saved or not? That much carbon is saved. India never had targets, but India was emitting because of that. Now, India has this degraded wasteland. Canada comes and goes for afforestation over here. What has Canada done? Afforestation. When we have done afforestation, what will happen? The carbon dioxide in the atmosphere will be trapped. This is called carbon capture through photosynthesis. It can be done in industrial manner also, where we mechanically capture it through various mechanisms. As I told you in last class, we can use water spray to collect the soot and take that, and we can bury it in the soil, we can bury it into the deep rocks, which is called geological sequestration. So carbon capture and carbon sequestration. So what has Canada done? Canada has done this. Now what is this? This is Canada's investment. Get that? So now, because of this, Canada must be given something, and that is called CER credit. What is CER? Certified Emission Reduction. That means whatever reduction you have done in India, the same reduction you can cut into your emissions. Suppose you had a quota of 100 carbon units and you ended up emitting 105. If you saved 5 units in India, if you save 5 units in India, what will this CER do? Certified Emission Reduction. They will reduce your actual emission by 5 units, so you again stay in your target. So this is how countries like India, countries like China, they have already created a lot of credit like this. So countries which have invested, they worked in India, and you can do that. Or say for example, India has already done forestry and they are calling Canada people, hello, we have put these forests in place. If you wish, you can buy it as CER, Certified Emission Reduction. We'll declare that the funds came from you. So what happens is, these credits are available with India and China. What are we doing? We are helping them. We are helping them meeting their environmental commitments. In return, what do we get? We are getting money, finance, and we are also going to get technology transfer. Do we get that? What is the difference with joint implementation, sir, now? So CDM and joint implementation are two different things. In joint implementation, Canada will be helped by Ukraine. So this is developed country helping developed country. That is called joint implementation. Together they will do that, because alone they cannot meet. One ends up being excess, one being lower. Simple example happens in your usage of data. So some month you have excess data. So the data companies, mobile companies come up with a plan of sharing with the family plan, whereby excess data can be used by the family. So this is what is in the family of the annex country. They can join it so that they can meet their quota, or otherwise we can help. So I hope somebody asked me, how can India and China help? This is how we are helping. I hope you understood what is Clean Development Mechanism, what is CER. This certified emission reduction will be better understood once we understand something called as carbon credit trading. So everyone, 30 seconds, again a break. Tell me any issues. Carbon trading. Focus on the slide. There's a lot to learn from here. So carbon trading is the name given to the exchange of emission permits. What are emission permits? As I told you, that everyone has a quota. Who's this everyone? The developed countries. They have to live within those quotas, those permits. Get that? Quotas and permits, and if they exceed that, they have to find out some way of managing it. Two ways. I talked about joint implementation and clean development mechanisms. Now, under carbon credit trading mechanism, countries that emit more carbon than the quota allotted to them buy carbon credit from those who emit less. And I gave you a real example. Post the Soviet disintegration, the former Soviet countries, their emission had gone down. Why? Because their economy had gone down, their economy had suffered. So as a result, their emissions are going down, so you can buy from them. So what is a carbon credit? Carbon credit is a tradable certificate. So it is not a bora of carbon, it is a certificate. Hello, that's the certificate given to you. One carbon credit is equal to 1 ton of carbon dioxide. So if I write on a check 10,000 rupees, so 10,000 rupees does not mean that there are notes over there, it's just a document and payable, returnable with that. So that is what a carbon credit is. It is a certificate, it is a permit, and 1 unit will be 1 ton of carbon dioxide. How do you put it? You can put it as green carbon in afforestation, allowed. You can do it by saving carbon, whichever way. You can take it from developing world, developed world, and developing and developed. Please get that. My mistake, I was talking developing, developed, and you took the debate somewhere else itself. So annex and non-annex countries, let me be very specific on that. Carbon credit or carbon offset can be acquired through. How can they be acquired? That is also written over here. Afforestation. So you can grow trees. Renewable energy. You're using coal, and instead of that you go for wind energy. And who finances that wind energy? Canada finances that to India. Amazing, you will contribute it to India. Carbon dioxide sequestration. Remember sequestration? Capture and burying it. Where? In carbon sinks. What are carbon sinks? Areas which have infinite capacity to absorb taken carbon. Oceans are a carbon sink. Soil is a carbon sink. Forests are carbon sinks. So in this, all that carbon dioxide can get sequestered. Methane capture. Remember methane gas? Methane is natural gas. Methane can be used as a fuel also. So if there is methane, you can capture that, and buying from an exchange, just like we have a share market, we have an exchange where these certificates are sold. Remember demat accounts? So share are not in physical forms, those are in forms of certificates. So that not even physical certificates, they are just over there in the demat form. So what we are talking about is you can buy from an exchange. So what is happening is, my requirement for this year is 95 units, my quota is 90 units, so 5 units are available. Let me go to the carbon market and see what is the price and buy it. So if the demand is higher, if people are not able to meet their commitment, demand will be higher. So what will happen? The price of these carbon credits will go high. If the demand is lower, it will go low. So how is carbon trading done? Everyone pay attention. There are two types of it. One is emission trading and other is offset trading. So somebody asked me what is offset trading. I will be talking about that also. First, let us understand what is emission trading. Emission trading allows countries that have emission unit to spare emission permitted them but not used to sell this excess capacity to other people. Do we get that? So you have a permission in your mobile data plan is 100 GBs for the month of April. Now April is coming to an end and you have used only 50 GBs. So 50 GB is left and you want that to be shared by someone else. So someone who doesn't want to pay the company the full amount, you can pass on that GB and he gives you money instead. So the company doesn't come into picture, but you've managed it. So what is this? This is called emission trading. So you are trading whatever you have in excess. Now this is for the developed world. Now how is it traded? It is traded in 3 units: RMU, ERU and CER. What is RMU? Simple. Removal unit, RMU, by reforestation. So what did you do? You went there and you forested an area. You forested an area. So I am Canada or I am Brazil. Brazil is developing, so let me not take the example of Brazil. I am Canada and I had a patch of land which I was using for industry. Do we get that? Now what happens is I close down that area for industry and mining, and instead of that I reforest that. So what have I done? I have removed those industries. So what has happened is reforestation gives me RMU, removal units. Get that? Second one is ERU, emission reduction unit. I did not close down my factory. I did not put a forest in my own country, Canada. Instead, I went to Ukraine. I went to Ukraine and I told them, Ukraine, you have some excess units. You have some excess units. I will transfer technology to you. Can you transfer some emission reduction units to me? Because whatever emission reduction will happen, that will be a saving for both of us. So what will happen? First and second one, RMU and ERU, are done within the developed countries. The third one, a certified emission reduction generated by CDM project. So Canada comes and put a project in India of smokeless chula, or comes and puts a project in India of forestry in India. So what will they get? CER. So do we have to remember RMU, ERU, CER? It has never been asked in any of the exams ever. I also would not want you to remember them. Then why did I talk about them? By spending some more time on these three types of carbon units, you have a broad idea what is carbon unit. Carbon unit is various activities which you do in your own country, in another annex country, or in another non-annex country, and in return you can earn some exemptions over and above your quota. Those are called carbon units. Their price can be traded in a trade market also. That is a carbon trading. I said in this you can trade carbon, but there is something called as offset trading also. Somebody asked me what is offset trading. Till now what I was doing, I was managing the carbon emission here and there. What is offset? Let us look at an offset. Another variant of carbon credit is called offset trading, earned by a country by investing some amount of money in such projects known as carbon project, which will emit lesser amount of greenhouse gas in the atmosphere. Get that? So you are investing in a project which is going to offset their emission. Offset means reduce the emission. For example, I am giving you example also. A thermal power plant of 800 megawatts emits 400 carbon units. Now a country builds a 800 megawatt wind energy plant. So Canada comes and tells us that take away your thermal power plant and replace it with a wind energy plant. We are giving you the turbines. You will still be able to generate 800 megawatt, but the emissions will be less. Emissions will be in fact gone. So whatever were the emissions initially, which were 400 megawatt, 400 carbon units, now those are not emitted. This offset trading is a variant of emission or carbon trading. So you have offsetted something, and that much relaxation will be given to the country that was involved in this. These were the three things. I am putting back on the screen three things. CDM, developed or Annex 1 countries investing in non-annex countries. Emission trading, annex countries buying emissions. They can be in the form of removal units, they can be in the form of certified emission reductions, they can be all those things that we talked of. And what is joint implementation? Two annex countries help each other to achieve the target as a combined entity. This was the technical part of it. If you have questions pertaining to this, please. देखो यार, simple. Let's keep it simple. Problem क्या है? Greenhouse gases. How many greenhouse gases are there? 6 Kyoto gases. 6 Kyoto gases. The biggest concern is carbon dioxide and methane. Biggest concern. There are 6 gases, no doubt about that. HFC, PFC, all of them are there. and I will be talking about HFC, PFC because they have been taken over by Montreal Protocol also. So when I am doing the ozone debate, that will also come. इसमें one thing is common, कार्बन. Yes, कार्बन को reduce करना है, कार्बन reduced emission. That you have to do, and for that you are given a quota. You are allowed to do that. You are allowed to do that. That's what we have talked about. ठीक है? कार्बन क्या होता है? अब कार्बन को how do you reduce that? You reduced carbon generating activities. What is that? Fossil fuel consumption, industrial use, vehicular use, you do that. Or you can fix carbon. Carbon fixation. Carbon fixation is put them into carbon sink. What is a carbon sink? Again, you are taking me into something very elementary, but since your questions are taking me there, I am forced to do that. Ecosystems with nearly infinite capacity to absorb carbon, that is a carbon sink. Do we get that? So let's take a bucket and put water in that. So what will happen? The bucket has a capacity and the water is filled up, so 20 liters bucket, that's there. Now if there is a hole at the bottom of the bucket, now no matter what you put, that keeps on going out. So carbon sink is something which has a nearly infinite capacity to absorb carbon. Example is plants. Example is biomass. Get that? Plant biomass, or let's say plant biomass, and even soil. You can put carbon in soil, no problem. Dead bodies buried into soil, what will happen? Degenerate and become a nutrient once again. So carbon is an important nutrient. This carbon, as somebody had talked us into, this is called green carbon. Green carbon. Get that? Second is oceans. Oceans are also a storehouse of carbon. So atmospheric carbon dioxide gets dissolved in this, and that carbon dioxide is taken by marine organisms. Remember, polyps making calcium carbonate shells, mangroves, seagrasses, they also take that, and the carbon which reaches here has a new name. This is called blue carbon. Simple definitions here. There is nothing in that. Blue carbon. The carbon which you and I see, that is causing global warming, that is called brown carbon. Brown carbon is the carbon that is causing global warming in the gases and all those things. So GHG, warming carbon, is called brown carbon. So CO2 is brown carbon. You have seen on ice caps, it happens, like soot deposits. It has been seen because of industrial pollution or even a volcanic eruption in the polar areas. It has been seen the ice cap, there is a black deposition of soot. That is called black carbon. Soot. So what you can do is, these two are pollutants. So let's not get into these two. These two are pollutants. But if a country is able to increase its green carbon or blue carbon, that is called carbon fixing. What can we do with the pollutant? ये जो pollutant है, somebody asked me in the last class, that is called sequestration. Sequestration is using technology. You trap this atmospheric carbon dioxide, you collect this carbon soot through technology and then sequester it. we call this as CCS. Now these terms also come: carbon capture and sequestration. Carbon capture and sequestration, you can catch them. You can catch them how? Through technology. As I told you, soot can be collected by flowing water through that, or even the smoke, you can collect that. You would have seen at your home on the chimney, around the chimney, does the soot get collected or not? Around the exhaust fan, does some that oily soot, black soot gets collected or not? If we collect that and capture and sequester it, where can we sequester it? We can sequester it in the ocean beds, we can sequester it in the soil, and we can also sequester it beneath the rocks if there are rock beds and if there are gaps in that, and this is called, as somebody was asking, geological sequestration. I said a sequence will come, we will talk about that. So that is what we are doing. So what are we talking about? We are talking about carbon. How do we deal with that? 6 gases, carbon is the leading one, so that is why we are into this. So first is remain in your quota, be in the lockdown. If you can't remain in your quota, then you do certain activities which will generate certain ecosystems where the carbon can be fixed, or you do something where the carbon can be trapped. Now in this we had found out how to do that. Removal unit. So what do I do? Reforestation. Reforestation means in the developed Annex 1 country itself, they were using it for industry, but now what is happening? They are not using it for industry. So for reforestation, you get some removal units. So when you have brought in forest in your area, would you capture some of it? Remember, this is green carbon. This will be captured somewhere. When this carbon is captured, as a result, what will happen? You have also earned something, and that is called a removal unit. Now we come to ERU. ERU generated in a joint implementation program. So Annex 1 with Annex 1. Annex 1 with Annex 1, I gave you, Russia has more quota than it needs now because Russian economy has gone down. So Russia can also have a collaboration with a developed country. Say for example, Germany and Russia collaborate, and Germany passes on a technology. Germany passes on a technology to Russia, and Russia will benefit from that. So that is called emission reduction unit. Do we get that? So let me give you an example here. So this was emission reduction. Each ERU is equivalent to 1 ton of carbon dioxide, which can be counted towards meeting your Kyoto target. So this is a cost efficient manner. Somebody told me, sir, won't it be very costly for Annex 1 countries? Since Annex 1 are helping each other, that can be, it's mutual cooperation. If you are friend nations, you can do that. So you can save on the cost. And at the same time, the host country like Ukraine, like Russia, they will get what? Foreign investment and technology transfer. So this is between them. The third one is the joint implementation one, CDM one. Here, I give money to India, lot of energy efficiency and renewable energy project in India, which have been set up in the last 2 decades. So India, has taken very ambitious target on solar energy as well as wind energy. So if America or USA is not bothered much about this, but if Canada, if Australia decides to finance it, so what they have earned a CDM for that. They have earned a CDM for that. So that's a clean development mechanism. And what is CDM? What certificate they get? They get something called as certified emission reduction. This is equivalent to 1 ton of carbon dioxide. CER, when it is issued, what will happen? 2% will be levied by the CDM. 2% tax is also there. So whosoever is buying it, just like Government of India taxes petrol product, so what will happen? This CDM, they will also tax this, and on that collection of the tax, that tax will be used by UNFCCC. Now, clean development mechanisms. So everyone pay attention to this. somebody wanted an example of this. So you heard of Brazil. You heard of Brazil and forest fires happening in Brazil. Amazon was on forest. Do we get that? So if we take up a project, in Brazil, whereby we will help them grow their forest once again, resurrect them. So what will we earn? Because we are doing it in a non-annex country, we will earn a certified emission reduction. Moment we have grown that much forest which can sequester, which can store 1 ton of carbon, that country of Annex 1 will earn a 1 CER. Do we get that? Now CER is what we have done. We have just helped capturing emission reduction. So whatever is there, we have captured some of them in that. Here, in another word which we had, which was called offset. Offset is something which was able to happen, but we have stopped it. So another variant is by investing some amount of money in such projects which are called carbon projects, which will emit lesser amount of greenhouse gas in the atmosphere. So just imagine I am having a project of energy generation, and I was using coal as an energy, and I invest something in this, it will change. So energy is available, but coal was not there. If I go into uranium based power plant, that can also be there. So what I am doing is, whatever is the offset, whatever carbon emissions were happening because of that, if I am able to offset, that is there. Just imagine, suppose somebody said, give me another example of an offset. So another example of an offset can be, suppose I was running schools. So Canada comes up with a project of virtual learning in India. They said that in this particular block there were 3 schools, or in this city there were 3 schools which required air conditioners, which required all those things, and which was taking this much energy, and we have converted this into schools which are virtual schools where minimum energy will be used and student will be given the same thing. So whatever previously energy was used, previous footprint of the school was, now because we have shrunk that footprint, that much is offsetted. That offset goes to the country which permitted them. So offset trading is not that you are getting those certificates. You are not getting those certificates RMU, ERU, CER. You are getting offset, whatever is the equivalent. So there you were waiting for 1 ton to become 1 unit, but here what is happening? That is the offset trading is a variant of emission trading and carbon trading. So it's the same thing. So you are not seeing how much carbon you have offsetted. It can be how much footprints you have offsetted. It can also be called as ecological offset. So offset is saving. I have talked a lot. You are still listening, you are still having your doubts, and you can have those questions also. I want to flash a question at all of you which UPSC has asked on this. Maybe that gives us some direction in this discussion. Please select the answer. Question itself has the answer. The last statement, many of you asked me, who fixes the price of carbon trading? Market, demand and supply. Say for example, it is lockdown in the world today. It is lockdown in the world today. Factories are down and everything is down. Imagine, can these countries meet their target or not? Easy to meet. So will they go and look for some carbon credits in the market? No, they will not look for. If there are no buyers, then the price will go down. Do we get that? So the statement D, the question was which of them is not correct. Carbon credits are traded at a fixed price from time to time by UNEP. This is wrong. They are traded in an exchange depending upon the demand and supply, and I am giving you a real world example. In these months of lockdown 2020, don't you think the economies are down? Most of the industrial production is down, so countries will be in a better position to stay within their targets. They will not go to buy. If they are not going to buy, the price will go down. So it is demand and supply. You've also seen the oil prices going down into negative also. Oil prices hovering around $15 to $20 a barrel, which used to be $60 a barrel 3 months ago. Why is it there? because the demand and supply has been mismatched. So that is the exchange which decides that. I hope that was the question which I looked at that. So you got that. Now everyone, so many people like Kyoto Protocol, they understand ठीक है यार trading हो रही है, कुछ carbon credits होते हैं, you can implement here and there, everything is there. But I want to tell you, Kyoto has ended. Kyoto